Hi, my name is Alan. I was involved in a road traffic accident in 2008 and had multiple fractures to my left foot, left lower leg, shattered and deglobbed right lower leg, right femur, pelvis, left arm and hand.
My name's Sheila Tully. I've got MS. My symptoms are now that I can only walk about 5, maybe 6 steps. My right arm is affected, my right finger is affected, and the strength in my right side. But my condition is MS secondary progressive, so in the meantime at the moment I'm doing fine.
I am prone to pouchitis, which is a condition that some people suffer with following a total colectomy.
My name is Jo. I have ME and fibromyalgia. The main symptoms that I suffer with are muscle and joint pain, exhaustion, severe exhaustion and fatigue, mental fatigue as well as physical fatigue, chronic headaches and migraine, confusion, cognitive problems, sometimes forgetting words and stringing sentences together. I think that's the main ones.
My name's Helen Fusco. I'm an MS sufferer, and my symptoms are basically bad balance. That's the worst thing about it. Bad balance, fatigue, and not a very good sleeping pattern.
When I went to the doctors and I was diagnosed with MS, that's all I was told, right, you've got MS, away you go, sit in the waiting room. And I went and first thing you do is go home and go onto the computer and check for MS, what's MS? And that's the first I knew about it. And then I found the MS centre. And I thought I'll have to go in there and find out if they can tell me more.
First heard about the MS Therapy Centre, I was off one day just per chance in the middle of the week watching TV, and ITV used to do these free shows or advertising for charities, and it was just there. It was just happened to be I was sitting down having a cup of tea and watched it, and having been told by the neurologist that you've got MS, patted on the head and told just don't go anywhere near the MS societies or anybody else with MS because you'll just frighten yourself. But here was this advert and I thought, what's this oxygen therapy? I needed to go and find out. And then just took myself down to the MS Therapy Centre and walked, or at that stage still walking, walked in the door and instantly felt at home. Discovered about the oxygen therapy, went into the chamber the first time, came out and felt quite quickly far better within myself. The symptoms didn't just disappear overnight. My condition is progressive, but it just helps me with the fatigue, the tiredness, and the spasms and everything, and it just has kept me on my feet up until about 2 years ago, and I wouldn't be without it.
Initially, I never started to do the oxygen therapy because of my pouch or my condition. Because I'd had so many surgeries and severe scarring to my abdominal area, I had heard that it was very good for scar healing. So I came for those reasons, but having started the sessions, I became really aware of how it impacted, how it positively impacted my pouchitis.
Initially, the biggest injury I had was to my lower right leg. I had external scaffolding or fixator on it. The idea being to try and get the bones to knit together. It was a long shot because there was so much damage there and the blood supply to the bones. It was really to try and get enough of a stump to remove the leg below the knee. Attending oxygen therapy repeatedly, the x-rays started to show some signs of growth and ultimately my lower leg knitted back together.
Immediately after the session I often feel quite tired, and it's the next day that I feel the benefit. The first thing I noticed from the very first session that I did was the difference in my headaches. I have chronic headaches. And over the weeks, I used to get, as my work was getting busier, my business was starting to grow, I was suffering at least 1 migraine a week, sometimes 2, quite debilitating. But in the months that I've been coming, it's about 7 months I've been coming now, and I think I've only had 4 migraines in that whole time. And when I have had a migraine, it's when I've not managed to come twice a week.
Generally, my balance is a lot better, my fatigue levels are less, and I sleep better.
The pain, it just makes you seem to be more controlled when you're walking and things like that, because I can't walk for too long, and I still can't walk too long. But once I come out of the oxygen, that's quite good for that helps you.
It was really, the oxygen therapy was quite surprising. I mean, all you're doing is sitting there in a chamber with a mask on, breathing oxygen, and you think, this can't possibly do me any good. But when you come out the chamber, and it's the feeling of going in and the difference, and when you come out of the chamber, you feel invigorated, not just physically but mentally, taking away that fuzziness, that fatigue, that tiredness that goes with it, with the MS. And I just felt as if I'd been given a new lease of life. And over the years, no matter as my condition progresses, every time I go into the chamber and come out, I'm ready to start a new day and start a new week and it's almost like a complete physical and mental refreshment.